know our new series we're going to do for a couple weeks? Sponsor! Rehab. So please watch this video. Bought the Lecrae album, Rehab. So good, right? Awesome. One of the best rap albums ever, and he happens to be a Christian. You should go buy it. He's coming out with a new one in January called Overdoses, like he remixed all of it. But I would encourage you to go buy that album. Like, if you want some really good music, you should go buy that. And then you'll find out what the whole concept of Rehab is all about. So I want to tell a story tonight. I want to tell some stuff that happened over my Christmas break. I went to the town in which I'm from, Andalusia, Alabama. It's not a very fun place. But I lived there, grew up there. It's much like, I was going to say it's much like Beauregard, like the school that I went to, but that would be kind of offensive. It's not fun. Anyway, so I was home this week, and my wife, my baby was there. They're still down there. I know some of you have been kind of giddy about seeing the baby. He's not in town. Shut your mouth. So I went to Andalusia. Some of my friends from high school called, "Hey, Daniel, you want to go hang out and eat at the Mexican restaurant in town?" Yes, I do, because who loves Mexican? This guy loves Mexican. So, what? I really don't. My iron stomach. Although I did eat so much over the holidays that I threw up. That really happened. That really happened. It's because I went and ran outside and tried to exercise, or after I ate a big meal, and my body just couldn't take it. I started energy drink and I puked, but that's another story. So, I went to hang out with some of my friends from high school. I haven't hung out with some of these people in 5 years. So I graduated in 2005. This is 2010. You subtract that into something like roughly 5 years. So I haven't seen a lot of these people 5, 4, 3 years roughly since I went to junior college. Some of them I just haven't seen in years, haven't had any contact with. So we go eat, and I'm hanging out with these people. And we're talking and just kind of seeing where the conversation goes. Now, the thing you should know about me in high school is I was not a Christian, and I was kind of not a rough guy, not like a biker, but I just had a really kind of a foul mouth. I was kind of mean. I really liked making fun of people and being offensive. Drank a little bit, just whatever. Did the stuff that your typical high schooler does. And then when I was like 17, 18, found God, found Jesus, and here I am today as a youth pastor. So what's kind of funny about that is that a lot of these friends that I grew up with, we'd occasionally go to youth group, we'd go to church on Sundays, that kind of stuff. But we still try to live like this double life outside of church. So I sat down, we started having the meal, and I quickly realized that I had like nothing in common with these people anymore. Nothing. We have nothing to talk about at all. Crazy wave car. Anyway, inside joke. Anyway. So, I quickly realized I have nothing in common with these people anymore. We don't talk about the same things. We don't enjoy the same things. Literally, I sat there, and the only thing they talked about, the greatest thing they had, these people are 23, 24 years old, and the best thing they've got going on in their life is telling stories about when they got super drunk. Telling stories about, hey, can you believe I did this when I was super high, or I was super drunk? Man, don't you remember the days? Wasn't high school so good? And so they're sharing these stories, and they ask me, Daniel, what's going on in your life? And it's a completely different spectrum. Like they're saying, like, oh, I can drink this much. Ooh, I love drinking this. I love doing this. Just completely just crazy lifestyle. And then they ask me, hey, what's going on in your life? I had a baby. I'm a youth pastor. Bought a house. That kind of stuff. I graduated college. All these things going on in my life. I saw a guy, same guy that I went to school with. Saw him in Walmart. Hadn't seen him in 4 years. First thing he says is, hey man, what are you doing? What's going on in your life? And I say, just had a baby. And this was his response was, what? then he said, with who? I said, my wife. That's who you're supposed to have babies with. And then he's like, who do you have a baby with? Who is she? But he knew that me and my wife were dating back when we were dating, and I was like, well, Kayla. And his response was, oh, man, you're going to get married now, aren't you? I was like, and in my mind, I'm thinking, like, this is a lot about who I was as a person. And I was like, no, man, I've been married for like 3 years. I said, and he had to look at my hand to see if I had a ring on. He didn't believe me. And he's like, and this was his response after he heard all that. He goes, man, I guess you're on lockdown now. Like it was a bad thing. Like it's a bad thing to get married and then to have a baby after that. Well, that's a bad thing. So, same friends, sitting in the Mexican restaurant, all they can talk about is like partying, like the good old days of high school. As an adult male who enjoys his life, the good old days are not high school. Brian, do you feel the same way?
I do.
I do too. Listen, I have more fun now than I ever did in high school. That is fact. Factual. And I don't do it with drugs. I don't do it with alcohol. I do it because I can enjoy life to the fullest for a whole different set of reasons. You may think, Brian, they think this about us. They think that we're old and washed up. They think we're not cool anymore. You guys think that, don't you? Be honest. Think that.
We're so cool that you don't even know we're cool.
That's right. We're a whole other level of cool. Like, you can't put us in the box of cool because we invented the box that all of the coolness goes into. That cool. Yeah, Brian, this is why you and I want to lay something out. I want to tell you this. Brian and I have more fun than any, and Mike too. And Heather, we have more fun than any of you in this room have. Guaranteed. How many of you don't believe me? Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. First reason. I can have sex anytime I want to. One reason. Because I'm married, Paul. Anytime I want. Let's go. That's why. Can I get an amen right there from the married people? Yes. That's right. Yeah, you think you're cool. I'm way cooler than any of you. And hey, how about Cody and Brittany, whose mom is in the room? Oh no! No! Say it isn't so, mother. Yes! Yes! There's nothing I can say to the top. We can just go home now. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about my friends. You want to know what's sad about my friends? The sad thing about my friends is that their lives go nowhere. And it's not because they're dumb, they're smart people. They really are. In fact, some of them have graduated, all of them actually graduated, most of them graduated college. Graduated college, there's this one specific friend. He tells me, he says, you know, hey man, I graduated college, can't get a job. Had a job, I got fired. Why'd you get fired? I cussed out my boss. Why'd you cuss out your boss? I don't know, he just looked at me wrong, I didn't like it, so I jumped in his face, tried to fight him. He's 140 pounds. Not a good move. Okay, another friend. Me and him were best friends. Okay, in high school. Dating this girl since high school. She got pregnant 3 years ago, had a baby. They just got married a couple months ago. So, he asked me, hey man, how's your marriage going? Honestly, my honest answer, my marriage is great. It is. My marriage is awesome. I've got a baby. I actually wanted him. I really enjoy it. I have an awesome life. I love my wife. We are best friends. Love it. Never get divorced. Ask him, hey man, how's your marriage? His honest answer, not that good. You got married 2 months ago. And he was already telling me, like, we've already talked about what we're going to do if we split up. And what's going to happen. Now, does that sound like a life that's going anywhere? Does that sound like the situation you want to be in? By show of hands, who would like to be that couple? By show of hands, do you want to be that bum who all that they can talk about is the glory days of partying in high school, but I can't keep a job, and I live at my parents' house to this day? I the majority of the people in this world are headed down that road. In fact, the majority of you in this room may be headed down that road. Here's the thing about those people. They all, to this day, would tell you, I'm a Christian. They would all say that. They'd all claim that. Their Facebook status would say, Christian, maybe even Baptist. They'd all claim to be a Christian. But now see, I can't judge anybody's heart. I don't know your heart. I don't know if you're really a Christian or not. I don't know. I can't judge your heart. But if I were to offer my professional opinion about some of these people, I'd say probably not. Their lifestyles don't look anything like Jesus' lifestyle look like. So here's the thing that I'm getting at. What do you think these people really need? What is the one thing that you need this year, this next year, the past year? What's the one thing that you need? Do you want to know why these people didn't last, why they didn't make it? Here's the one thing that you need. You just need to surrender. Absolute surrender. This is really a big deal to me. The year that I became a Christian, I went to a camp and it was called Absolute Surrender, ironically enough. And it was the thing that I've never done. How many of you have prayed the same tired old prayers? You know, Jesus, bless me, help me have a good life, but nothing ever changes. How many of you have tried over and over and over again to stop the same sins, but you keep doing them, you keep doing them, you keep doing them? Maybe for a week things are better, and you're doing a little bit better, and you stop looking at stuff on the internet you shouldn't look at. You're a little bit nicer to your parents. You don't argue with your boyfriend or girlfriend quite as much. You just, God, I'm going to do better. I'm going to read my Bible every day. I'm going to pray. I'm going to increase my prayer time by 14.7 minutes on average. You make all these big promises. And they last for a week, a month, maybe a year. But how many of you have been in a situation where it doesn't last? And ultimately you go back to the same stuff over and over again. Honestly, I'm there. Everybody in this room is there. Do you want to know why those things don't take root? Do you want to know why things don't change in our life? It's because we're not absolutely surrendered. Do you understand the idea of surrender? Hunter, if you throw up or hit spacebar, I think that, yeah. I was supposed to do it. You can hit spacebar one more time. Sorry about that. I want to read you a story. And if you got a Bible, you can go ahead and turn. There's two places I want you to turn. Turn to Romans 12 and then turn to Luke 15. I'm going to read out of 1 Kings first. You can just listen to me. This is what it says. Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all his army together. 32 kings were with him in horses and chariots. He had a big army. And he went up and closed in on Samaria and fought against it. And he sent his messengers into the city of Ahab, king of Israel, and said to him, Thus says Ben. He says this, Your silver and your gold are mine. Your best wives and your children are also mine. So like this, you guys ever watch 300, the movie? If you're a guy, you probably have. So remember, the people ride up and they're like, hey, you need to surrender to the king of Persia. You need to do this. So you got the imagery there? So in the movie 300, what happens? Leonidas says, oh no, and he kicks in the big hole. Remember this? Well, no, let's check out what's about to happen. These dudes ride into town, they ride into Israel. Remember, this is God's chosen nation. They ride into Israel and they say, hey, I want your money, your gold, your silver, belongs to me. Oh, by the way, I want to take your wives too. Playa. And they want to take his wives and all his children. And actually, they say your best wives and children because nobody wants a sorry wife or a nagging woman. Amen? Amen. Yes. Yes. Wait, amen, brother. You got to come to every service, man. You're cool. Oh, that's funny. Verse 4 says this. Okay, so they gave out those men. Now, Mike, let me ask you, because you're married. Dude creeps up in your house and says, yo, give me your wallet and your wife and baby. What you going to say?
No.
Negative. Oh, I'd like to know that. Please. Remember why? Because we have a good time. Amen. Yeah.